Hey, it's your boy Lock Zero, and I'm here with.
It's your main man, Rev. What's going on, guys?
Mm-hmm. And we are here to bring you the latest and the greatest in the One Piece verse. Yeah.
Yeah, we got that hot off the press pirate action, and we're jumping into it today. We got chapter 1020 on deck.
Mm-hmm. You're getting good at keeping the numbers in order. We're not jumping to 100,000, 10,000.
It's just our dreams,
Yeah.
the romantic dreams of One Piece that we'll get to 10,000. No, honestly, if they ever got to 10, we couldn't. What would it be, like 50 years of. Anyways, we digress.
Yeah.
But if you guys are loyal fans of the show, give a like, give a subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in the section below.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah. I think that's about it. Let's get into it.
let's go right in. All right, so chapter 1020,
Mm-hmm.
we have Robin versus Black Maria.
Yes.
Another one of the Straw Hat crew members taking on the Tobiroko.
Yes.
And
Pretty
our cover-
much exactly what I predicted last time. Yeah. I mean, the trend was set pretty hard that we're running through the Toby Ropo now, so kind of like the only thing left,
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, she's the last one standing at this point, right? Because we have Page 1 and Ulti
Yeah, they're
down.
done. Sasaki's
We have
down.
X Drake is out.
Mm-hmm.
Who's who just got murked.
Mhm.
Now it's just Black Maria, right?
Yep. 100%.
So here we go. Last woman standing. Biggest and the baddest. Let's give a hand for Black Maria. Never thought we'd make it. But we have the cover art, and this week is Denjiro dreaming of eating a giant shrimp tempura
Mm-hmm.
as he chews on his own pompadour.
Yes.
So him is in his sleep eating his hair
Mm-hmm.
with, it looks like a mink, old lion guy just sleeping next to him, drooling.
Yeah.
I guess he's also dreaming of some food.
Mm.
Maybe the same shrimp tempura. Maybe his hair smells like shrimp tempura, and he's also dreaming of that same piece. We'll never know.
Yes.
But it's a really weird cover art. A little creative, but
yeah, it's whatever to me. I mean, doesn't elicit any strong feelings, but it's there. It's a thing. That's pretty much my consensus for that.
so thank you 420 land for that request. And with that said, let's get into the actual meat of the chapter. We are starting off Skull Dome, and we start off this week with the fight continuing. Kaido and
Yamato.
what's her face? Odin, Yamato, whoever we want to call him.
Yeah.
But yeah, these two are going at it.
Yeah, we get
Kaido-
the fruit reveal, which is
Yeah.
the Inu Okuchi no Makami, and it is the guardian spirit of Wano. So from the
My translation said it's a rare mythical wolf too. So
yeah, it's a mythical zone. I think we can kind of so was Kaido's fruit was stated as being mythical, right? It's not just a straight up zone.
legendary. I'm not sure. I think it's a mythical one because it's the fish model that
Yeah,
transform into it. So we could do a little bit of double checking after this and
yeah,
get confirmation.
yeah.
But I believe it's also like a mythical one because that seems like a mythological thing. A carp turning into a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting to note that he mentions this is the guardian spirit of Wano, so
Mm-hmm.
possibly more crazy backstory coming.
Yeah. Well, the thing I want to point out is, since it's a mythical, it doesn't follow the typical rules of the overcoat of Zoan like suit. Like, when they go into hybrid form, it's not a Batman cowl mask. Like it's a straight up fully fused kind of thing. So she doesn't have her normal mouth peeking out. It's just a full animal face.
Well, Marco's a mythical zone, right?
Yeah, he hasn't but yeah, he's either in bird form or he has wings and legs peeking out. That is the phoenix, but he's never had a phoenix mask on. You know what I mean? Over his face. So
I guess. So I guess I was thinking so she hasn't done any partial transformations. Maybe it's a little different, right? She's going fully into this. Actually, no, she was teething up earlier, so I don't know. We'll see.
Mm.
But anyways, this is a really interesting reveal.
Mhm.
So not a Kirin, right? Just a mythical.
Yeah, no Keelan, and it is not the Okami Amaterasu thing like some people predicted. I also said hey, I think it's also possible it's a third option. It's some creature that we're just not aware of. So a little backstory for this. I mean, and this is me. This isn't my own research. I've pieced this together from various sources, Reddit and other YouTubers and stuff like that. But from what I understand, like Japan has a different relationship with predatory animals like wolves and stuff like that, because I think they said like up until like the Meiji period, they were highly agricultural and pescatarian, so they didn't eat a lot of like
Livestock.
yeah, livestock. Yeah, they weren't farming like that, and it also they had reverence for the wolves because the wolves would eat like pestilent like like rodents like rabbits and things like that that would harm their vegetable crops and stuff. So there was more of a symbiotic relationship between the two. So that's kind of like that reverence, and then there's like I think like a life and death thing attached to the wolves, like wolves of creation and things of that nature. So if that kind of informs the fruit and what we're going to be seeing in the future from it.
Interesting. So a lot of history, a lot of backstory built in there. I wonder what the special abilities of this fruit are. And we see it pretty rapidly. It can apparently shoot out ice blasts, so that is 4 times effective against dragons. So really good move. But Kaido does block.
She's gonna get that stab bonus, yo.
I know she is clearly an ice type of some sort.
Yeah, she's Suicune, obviously. I mean, I'm thinking now that I know that that attack was an ice attack, that shroud thing that she has whirling around her is probably gonna be like ice mist. So that's kind of how I'm interpreting that. And then it's also like, what does that mean about Luffy in Gear 4? Like he also has that same stream of smoke and stuff going around him too. So,
You think he'll be an ice mist monster as well?
I don't know that he's gonna have ice powers, but I think there is definitely some kind of relationship, between the aesthetics of the two. But yeah.
Also, quick props to Yamato for taking a shot from Kaido with Conqueror's Haki and not dying like Luffy did right away. So
yeah,
pretty impressive endurance right there.
Yeah, she's been in this fight for a minute. She's been holding her own more or less. I don't think we've seen any damage that she's inflicted on Kaido, but who knows? It could have been off screen. Either way, it's impressive she stuck around this long. And then
she didn't die in the first shot, and Kaido was like, I don't know if he's pulling his punches somewhat because he does need her, so maybe he's not aiming to kill necessarily.
Maybe he doesn't have to. Maybe he has to be serious in order to handle Yamato. We don't.
I feel like he hasn't been serious yet, to be honest. Maybe for like 2 seconds. That's about it. But
it was a dope ass panel though when they both shoot their blasts and a little conf.
They're nullified. Yeah.
But yeah,
Nami's gonna have a field day if she joins the crew now. Like, use your ice beam in this direction for new weather patterns.
Yeah.
But we get to the banquet hall, 3rd floor, and we're up to this week's chapter, and it's Robin and Rook hanging around. We see some mist flow in the background and some characters, and oh my God, it's her dead family member. It's her mother and Professor Clover. All the way back from Ohara. And Robin.
What's his name? Saul?
Saul in the background. Saul D.
Yeah.
Saul. Yeah. So, all these guys, how could they be revived? It is some awesome, just mega reunion. That's really so incredible. Can't believe it. And Brooke is yelling in the background to not believe it either. It's a trap. And, of course, Robin's heady. She's not an idiot. She counters this obvious trap and smacks 3 snake monsters who were in place of all 3 of those supposed nuggets.
Yeah.
And we have 3 different. It looks like 3 different kind of smile fruit users.
Well, I don't think the number is smile user. I think that there's 2 smile users and then there's the number Kunyun. I probably should have looked up what number Kun or Yun is in the Japanese number system. But I'm thinking it's like 9 or something like that.
9-4, right? 94. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't guess. But we have a hognose snake smile fruit and a white snake smile fruit user. And these guys are interesting, because they do seem more like regular zone type, fruit users in a way. Like the other ones kind of had like stuff coming out of their bodies, like snakes coming out of different parts. These guys just look like Snake Girl, so pretty close to.
I'm gonna attribute that more so to Oda and how he portrays women. Like he doesn't really make too many ugly women, and I
It's not
don't.
about the ugliness. It's just about like the fact that like, they don't have like weird I feel like the smile users have like weird effects where it's like they don't turn necessarily into
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
animal parts coming out of them.
he's reluctant to make them like freaky and weird looking and disformed like the other smile, like Fortrix or Hamlet or something like that. You know what I mean? Like
That'd be disappointing.
yeah, I don't think he's gonna make a chicken smile user woman with her head sticking out of the chicken's ass. You know.
Why not? That'd be awesome to watch. It'd be really crazy to see it use hockey, right?
Mm. Yeah. So yeah, Robin smacks the shit out of those three guys with the tres. What the hell is it called? Tres mano fresia. And yeah, just doesn't knock them out, but hits them pretty hard. But also, this is kind of weird. So
no, it looks like they're knocked out. It looks like one of them just like kind of talks. The other two look like out cold though.
Mm. But the weirdness to me is the fact that Black Maria can cast illusions. Like, she has an ancient zone. It's a spider, and when I looked up the spider, it's like a Grave Noir or some shit. I don't know. It was some extinct spider that didn't seem remarkable in any particular way. So I don't.
Maybe she got bit by a radioactive spider that gave her a super illusion. Maybe the illusion ability has nothing to do with the spider.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's just like a cool side bonus. Because he does that sometimes, especially with this crew. I've noticed. Like you have Queen doing 10 things at once. You have King who's doing 20 different things at once.
Yeah.
Jack's just really into that one thing though. He's really into murder.
Yeah.
That's his thing. But everybody else seems to have like jack of all trades kind of going on. So maybe it's just like a third different thing.
Maybe it's a weird ability to be able to break into somebody's psyche and pull out their, dearest. Yeah. So because I don't think Black Maria knows Robin's history like that. Like Jaguar D. Salt, that was his full name. But yeah, I don't think she knows about her past. I don't think she's ever met Dr. Clover or this was recorded in any way, shape, or form.
And also, Brooke just mentions afterwards he gets illusions, and there's no way in hell she would, be able to research that and know what the members of the, his
Rumbar Pirates.
The Rumbar Pirates. Yeah. So there's no way she'd be able to remember what they look like. So, for that's obviously just like even crazier, right? Because she's getting in their head and not even needing to know certain information, just pulling it out for themselves.
Yeah. But yeah, so Brooke,
Black Maria chasing him down.
Yeah, Brooke trauma bonds with Robin. Talking about how he wasn't affected by this either, or it didn't even phase him because, he dealt with his own illusions when he was out in the Florian Triangle, thinking about wishing he still had his crewmates and stuff. So
how Brooke isn't a supervillain is pretty crazy.
Yeah, Brooke's a little off mentally. Like I understand why he likes to make so many jokes and shit because he was in isolation for 50 years, and I think that would fuck with anybody's psyche, to say the least. So yeah. But yeah, they have a little bonding moment, and then we see Black Maria's weapon when she bursts out of the ceiling, and that head that's in the center of her weapon is not some weird like underworld deity. It's actually a Pug Smile user, and this was confusing for a lot of people. But basically, the body of the pug is behind the head, inside the wheel of the weapon, and he's spinning it like a hamster on a wheel, generating fire on the weapon. So that poor thing's existence,
rolling out there. But it must be dizzy out of its mind. I don't even know how many spins it's going through, how it doesn't just like puke everywhere. Anyways, Black Maria jumps on the roof, sets some fire in the castle with a spinning pug monster smile user of death. Too many things going on now.
Yeah.
Too many things.
Robin Spider-Man's Spider-Man's them up with the spider net hand grabbing thing, pulling them away from the flames. And then Brooke takes this opportunity. He's like, oh, since this thing in her weapon is a person, I can use my abilities. So he projects his soul and freezes the Pug Smile user, knocking him out of the weapon, effectively taking away some of the weapon's capabilities. But yeah,
Brooke is really just effective as he's just a heady fighter.
He's a really good support character. I think out of all the support characters on the crew, I think he's probably the most effective support character. He sees opportunity and he zeroes in, so he's on point with that. But yeah, so there's more fighting. Black Maria likes to talk shit. She likes to It seems like a lot of them have a thing with psychologically messing with their opponents. Who's who talking shit about Fishman, and them saying like, oh, you're stupid for going up against Kaido, and Black Maria continues along these lines, talking about
even Ulti just chasing the crap out of Nami and Usopp to death. Like, we're gonna murder your faces. It's pretty horrible. Trying to break down their love for their captain.
Yeah, exactly. So they're trying to break them mentally before anything else. Black Maria continues along these lines. She's talking about how Sanji's a loser and Robin is a burden. And Brook takes his time to, cool down the floor so they can land again because it's on fire. And then he declares like, hey, I'll take care of these scrubs, these fodder guys in the background. And Robin decides to square up with Black Maria.
1-on-1. Mm-hmm. You talking shit about Sanji? He's hilarious. You don't understand. We're gonna crack on him forever about this, but they know that's just his personality, and they don't, they use it as a sign of love that he trusts them enough in his life. He's the second, third strongest. He's the third or fourth strongest member of the crew, and he's asking for a tag team, tag in from Robin, so that's pretty shows the faith there.
And it also shows too, hey, you don't get what we have going on here, you don't understand the bonds we have, you don't understand the relationships we have, and you can talk shit all you want, and it doesn't phase her not even a minute amount, So Robin declares that Sanji is a wing that will allow the Pirate King to soar. And she summons a giant version of herself with a bunch of huge hands all around her.
She's like, I'm getting ready to slap a bitch.
I really hope more people besides Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji get Haki. Because, imagine Robin with Haki summoning all these fists and kicks, Haki coated, out of the walls and the floor and the ceiling, just beating the shit out of somebody,
Well, here's the thing. Who's to say that she doesn't have it? She's not about to enter a little mini flashback. I'm sure she was training with Sabo and training with all these guys, so it's not like she doesn't know what Haki is. Probably got the basics in the training of it.
Yeah,
I'm sure at the Revolutionary
Army. I guess it's not outside of the realm of possibility. But yeah, I think a lot of people would probably have a little bit of issue with it. They'd be like, why has she not used this since?
When she needed to. When has she actually needed to?
Yeah,
she hasn't really been in a straight. The only one she was up against was Treble and Sugar took her out in 2 seconds, and that it wouldn't have mattered if she was able to use Haki in that moment. She beat her opponent on Fishman Island super easy.
Yeah, she hasn't had
Punk Hazard,
Yeah, she hasn't had a one-on-one fight since Sky Island when she fought Yama. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I guess that's valid, but then it's oh man, she's seriously underutilized as a combatant if she has Haki. So I don't know. It's a little messy.
She's there for her dark jokes, man. Oh, it was a monkey, or it was a man who got stabbed 10,000 times. It's
yeah.
You need elements for every little flavor.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be overpowered on the Pirate King's crew, right?
No, of course not. And I guess you could say, hey, it's a little interesting quirk. You got this really strong person on the crew, but it's she fights when she feels like it or when it's necessary, and it's a trump card in the background. You know what I mean? So who knows? I guess you can interpret it different ways. But
Frankie didn't need Haki for his last battle. He just needed laser beams.
Yeah, Frankie is an exception to me because, like I've stated before, my thing with Frankie is I don't think he's gonna get Haki, and I don't think he needs it. I think he develops his own way of fighting in combat, and I think he's going to subvert the need for Haki. To be honest, so
science.
Yes. But yeah, the last portion of the chapter, it cuts to Luffy and he's with Lost Crew, Momonosuke and Shinobu, and they're at the Tokage port, and they've surfaced, and he's laying down, he's laid out, and he's saying how he wants meat, and the crew's like, we gave you all our food. I don't know what to do for you at this point. Momo explains.
Have to kill Beppo. Or Gene Martin's gonna have to sacrifice a leg.
Emergency food stock. But yeah, Momo explains how Shinobu got them out of there with her kite and flew them out, which is what a lot of people suspected. Momo talks about how Kinemon, and he saw Kinemon and Kiku get fucked up, and Luffy's like, you need to not worry about that right now. Mind you, I'm gonna just put this out there. In the war, when you went to go save Ace, when you saw him killed, you had a mental breakdown and were completely incapacitated. So maybe have a little bit of slack with Momonosuke at this point, especially since he's a lot younger than you. He's
yeah, but Luffy, a fist through the chest. Plus, I don't know if Kiku and Kinemon probably aren't dead.
Yeah, I don't think they're dead either. But it's a little.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Luffy knew Ace was dead right there.
Yeah, I mean, I get the point of what Luffy's saying. Like, we need to focus. We need to get this accomplished, and we need to think about that later. So let's focus on taking on Kaido, and then we can pick up the pieces afterwards. We see Caribou in the background, and he's watching this unfold, and he's like, "Oh shit, it's not over yet." Like he's like, Luffy needs to take care of this. Otherwise, I'm going to be stuck here forever. So now we have speculation as to the role that Caribou is going to serve. One of the popular theories that as of now is he could have meat or food stored inside of him. It's a possibility.
Do you think he could have a scroll of knowledge?
I'm leaning.
Show Luffy an ancient technique.
It sounds ridiculous, but I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards that. I don't think Caribou is going to be the reason that Luffy beats Kaido, but I think he's going to provide something significant that can kind of push him to up his abilities. So
because I will say Caribou does tend to push the story in unique ways with the stuff he has inside.
Yeah.
Pause. But he always has the treasure on Fishman Island, or
then he knows about Poseidon. He's a little crafty. He's an opportunist. So it's not far fetched to say he has some information. He has some kind of item. He has something that can further tip the scales in the favor of the Alliance's side. So.
That also could describe meat, though. So
yeah,
we will see.
Yeah.
And my theory was maybe it's meat because he knows there's no food around the island, so he stored a bunch up in the prison when he was out there before he broke out with the guys, and maybe that's what he has. But who knows?
Maybe
it could be treasure. It could be ancient knowledge.
Could be.
Could be a fourth sword for Zoro. Who knows?
Possibly. Who knows? And yeah, then the chapter is wrapped up with Luffy requesting for Momo to turn into a dragon and fly them up to Onigashima. And this is what I've been waiting for. I mean, who knows? This actually might tie in with Caribou. Caribou might be able to do something that actualizes Momo's fruit or something like that, and he gets to turn to a full dragon, not this little eel thing.
Scares the piss out of him even further. That seems to be how you get him in dragon form. But before we go, it is interesting to note that Onishigama is definitely in the land of Wano right now, because I was looking at the position of everybody. Luffy's feet are positioned by where the sub is in the water.
Mm-hmm.
His head behind him is where Onishigama is, so that's further inland.
Gotcha.
So they are flying inland. They are getting ever closer to the capital, and Ishi's about to go down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So with the whole Momo thing and his dragon form, I'm kind of speculating that this might be the fish part of the dragon, maybe because the fish transforming into the dragon, etc., etc. maybe Kaido had like a weaker dragon form before he was able to turn into a full dragon. Maybe that's why, people like the CP0 people were talking about, oh, the fruit was a failure. Maybe it hasn't been actualized yet, or fully realized, whatever you want to call it. And we're gonna see some kind of transformation.
Do you think it's just an awakened zone? It could just be as simple as that.
I don't know. Maybe it's possible.
Or does he have another awakening form after that? That would be great. Is he an awakened super dragon? What does that look like?
It's possible.
Does he turn to golden Shenron? That'd be sick. That'd be sick.
Yeah, it's possible, but I don't know. I mean, everything is indicating to me that shit's getting wrapped up, and then it's like, okay, if Luffy doesn't wrap it up this time and Kaido has another form on top of that, it's like, does Luffy come back a fourth time to fight Kaido again? And then, like, what happens to the subordinates? Do the Toby...
Kaido powers up one more time, I think it's over for these guys. I'm sorry. Like, he can't power up more at this point, right? Like, I think he's shown, like, already the highest tier. Like, it feels like this is where Whitebeard or Roger were in their flashbacks, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What's odd to me, too, just a little side comment, like, why is it that Whitebeard, out of the Yonko, was getting weaker from old age, but Kaido and Big Mom are relatively the same age as him? Like, why haven't they diminished in power? Like, Kaido seems to be in his prime. I don't think I can't verify that 100%, but I don't see any indication that he's not as strong as he's ever been,
Well, he had a white beard when he was, in Roger's thing, so maybe he was old by that time. He was like 50, and now he's 70.
Maybe.
Or he was 70 in the thing. So, like, maybe the guys were in their 30s, or even if Kaido was a kid during the Rocks pirate stuff, that could explain a lot of things too. Because
he was an apprentice when he was on Rox's crew, so I'm assuming he was in his teens or early 20s at the very latest. So maybe Kaido's like 40 or 50, and Big Mom, I think, was maybe like 10 years his senior. So she's probably.
I think Big Mom has. I think there's more to Big Mom's backstory, which explains why she's the way she is.
Yeah.
And there's like something going on with her body, and like maybe it ties into Teach and why Teach is so OP to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that'll be something there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think Big Mom, like, she's not gonna like diminish in power over time. I think she's just gonna get stronger and stronger, because that's like the way that she's sort of built. I don't know. It seems like she's more monstrous as a character, and that she has like some other stuff going on too.
Yeah. Word, son. But those were our notes from the chapter. I think we hit all the relevant things that we wanted to discuss. Yeah. Is there anything else of note that you wanted to talk about?
Off the chapter? No. That's pretty much it. That covers it.
All right.
Looking forward to the next one.
So yeah, let's go on to our chapter grade. Chapter grade for me, this was a pretty solid chapter. I didn't feel like, oh man, can we move on from this? Can we get to this already? The pacing felt really good to me. There was a lot of different threads going on. If anything, the ending seemed a little lackluster compared to, maybe lackluster is too strong of a word, but it didn't have the same impact as the first two segments of the chapter. If any, the Caribou thing added a little spice to it, to the ending, which kind of intrigued a lot of people. I think, like, oh man, what's Caribou gonna do? He's a wild card, but I don't know. Overall, it was a pretty solid chapter to me. I'm going to give it a 8.6.
I'm gonna give it like a 7.6. It was okay. It was like a solid chapter, but nothing like. I know it was cool seeing the reveal of Yamato's devil fruit and all that knowledge and stuff, but to me it was just like a solid, okay chapter. Nothing like felt crazy. It was cool seeing Brook do his thing, and him trauma bond with Robin, and show that they got some more stuff up their sleeves. But to me it was just like just another build up, because no one was defeated in the Toby Ropo. I feel like if that had happened, if Black Maria got like taken out, like next snap, man, that would have been crazy. but it just felt like everybody just contributed just like all together, like form a good chapter, but nothing like mind blowing.
Fair enough. So yeah, those are chapter grades 8.6 and 7.6. And now we can move on to the MVP. Woo! Pretty straightforward, my opinion. Robin was setting the pace. I mean, I guess you could make an argument. There's something of a split between her and Brooke, because Brooke was pretty instrumental to taking charge of the situation and, being in that strong support role. But her speeches, her comebacks to Black Maria, her coolness in the face of Black Maria's taunts and all that shit, like Robin was super solid. So for me, I'm gonna have to give it to Robin as the MVP.
Yeah, I think I will have to agree. Like you said, Brooke has a real strong case, and I was sort of tempted to give it to him. But I think just because she was the character focus of this chapter, she had, her characters, especially, highlighted her, loved ones, and it looked like she was running towards them. So a lot of highlighted Robin action, defending Sanji's honor, fighting back, working in conjunction with Brooke, but then also taking the challenge of the Tobiroko and seeming pretty confident about all of it.
Yeah.
And defending her. Remember? Yeah, I think it has to go to Robin as the MVP this week. Yeah.
100%.
I'm hoping maybe she gets back-to-back MVPs in the next chapter. She definitively beats Maria, and we get something to really give her. I feel like she wins it by default. And I want to give a good reason to give it to her. Like she didn't contribute something crazy yet. Taking out Tobiroko would definitely give you some votes.
All right. And on that note, it's a nice segue into our predictions. So you can lead it off, since you're already talking a little bit about what you're expecting for things to go, what direction.
All right. So I'm hoping we do stick with this fight, Black Maria and Robin, and we get a nice bow on this one, because she's the last Tobiroko standing. So it'd be cool to see her get taken out. And I'm thinking Robin's gonna, show us a really cool new move, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then I also think we're gonna get caught up on the 3 All-Stars now. I think we're gonna shift and go to the Captain Commander levels in the battles this game. So Perospero back on the board, Jack back on the board, Ino and Neko now available. I want to see all those guys interact, and I think we're gonna start with Jack. And maybe we get a little tease with him and Ino. I hope Ino's not dead. That would suck, because I think it's going to take him more than him. I think it's going to take Ino and Neko to take down Jack for some reason. And I'm thinking like Jack might like slam Ino through like the main floor or something, and it's like a moment where you think he's defeated, and all 3 of the All-Stars are together again. Jack, King, Queen.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, I can see us touching base with them again. I think there's a strong argument for the conclusion of the Black Maria and Robin fight. So, because page 1 and Ulti stretched out for a very long time. Jinbei and Who's Who was 2 chapters, and that wrapped up pretty quick.
But they were fighting a minute before that.
Right. But in my mind, like their actual fight, because we have the background stuff that was off screen, but when Oda decided to actually put focus on it, it was just a 2-chapter thing, and just kind of.
Well, you know why I say that counts, because they were also getting supported by their underlings, right? So they were also doing damage on those members, so you can't discount it either, because there was other stuff happening that impacted those battles and the way they were fighting. So it's like they were taking little damage, and then had to overcome when it all flipped.
Right. So yeah, I'm thinking more in terms of how Oda is going to wrap up this fight with Robin, because when he did decide to put focus on the Jinbei and Who's Who's fight, he wrapped it up in 2 chapters, and when he decided to put focus on the Frankie and Sasaki fight, he wrapped that one up in 1 chapter.
I think we get a half chapter on this. I think it's getting wrapped up pretty quick. That's just my prediction.
It's possible, or maybe he wants to subvert people's expectations, and he turns it into a 3-chapter ordeal, especially because people are so starved for Robin content. You know what I mean, for an actual Robin fight. But who knows? I could see. I mean, if she's pulling out a brand new attack we haven't seen, I guess it's more likely that she's gonna wrap this fight up in the next chapter. If we do get to see this fight in the next chapter, something I've been kind of waiting for in this Wano arc, I've been kind of waiting for somebody to get like smashed through like the floors and into like the live floor or something, like some crazy. I was expecting it to be like Kaido, like as a dragon, like pierced through the ceiling and flying all over the place, all crazy and chaotic. You know, rubble and stuff falling all over the place. You know, I was kind of expecting that, but who knows? Maybe we get a panel and we see Black Maria get smashed through like a wall or something in a big ass like palm strike, like just like striking her outward, and then everybody on the live floor is like, "Oh my God, another Toby Roppo was taken out." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that would be pretty
Sanji
dope.
could be like, "Yeah, put respect on Robin's name."
Yeah. And speaking of Sanji, like you said before, like I think there's a high credence to the, you know, us moving now towards the commanders. If Robin and Black Maria wrap up in the next chapter, then we're gonna start to see more of the big boys. We're gonna start to see possibly Zoro, you know, engaging or getting, you know, queuing up with King or something, and then Sanji with Queen, or we get a flash to Inu and Jack. Yeah. So I think that's a high likelihood.
It's still Pedo running around.
Mm-hmm.
Marco.
Word.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get a surprising reveal from Caribou. I don't think it's gonna be as straightforward as just food. And yeah, I think we're gonna get some information, some significant information in the next chapter.
Weirdly enough, I don't know if we pan back to Luffy just yet. I think they may get a break from him for next week. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, it's been pretty consistent that we get a little check-in with like the last 3 or 4 chapters with Luffy, and what's going on with him. Like, it's been very, very consistent. We're seeing little updates where Luffy's status and how he's recovering and how he's, you know, getting back into the fight. So I think there's a high possibility we're gonna get some Luffy action in the next chapter.
Yeah. Also, why doesn't Luffy just go bounce man?
Yeah, I would think he could just do that, and I mean, probably he wants to conserve his energy. It does take up a lot of force to, you know. Yeah, but and speaking of Bounce Man, I'm thinking he's, you know, gonna have a big reveal with the Conqueror's Haki G4 coding hybridization whenever he gets. Yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll be like so like dense with energy. It'll be like an armor that he has on top of him. Like he'll have like his forehead will protrude, and it'll be like a little like Shogun shield, like helmet thing. Be pretty interesting.
Let's see what happens there. Maybe it'll be like a cool like slimmer form, right? Luffy compact.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that?
Concentrate all that force and energy into a more tight, compact.
It's because, I mean, you could make the argument, right? You could do like a carbon fiber, right? Like kind of not carbon fiber, what is it? What's that material? Kevlar, right? Like super compacted, hardened rubber.
Maybe. It's possible.
If you became a Kevlar like fighter, like that'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Bulletproof, stabber.
Word. But yeah, that's my prediction. Yeah, so I mean nothing else really to talk about at this point, right?
I think that pretty much covers up all the predictions, all the theories and stuff. Any long-term predictions you can see now that we're seeing Wano fly into the capital? I think that maybe like lands on the capital and it's like Act 4 just got real.
Yeah, I think Kaido's gonna be dealt with before they reach the capital, and then the castle is gonna start to fall out the sky, and Momo. I think this is gonna be the moment for Momo to, you know, tap into more of his abilities and be the savior and be like the good dragon that, you know, protects Wano and saves it from, you know, this huge dangerous thing.
Could also Yamato fulfill that role then?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Yamato will be instrumental in, doing something to push Luffy over the edge. Who knows? I think we're gonna get some kind of similar situation to the Hell's Moria's arc called Thriller Bark, where Luffy got stuffed with all those shadows, and he became Nightmare Luffy. I think we're gonna get some kind of similar. Luffy's gonna have some kind of similar buff to push him over the edge. Maybe it'll be the spirits of Wano. Who knows? But yeah, man. That was my long time.
Good chapter overall. Like I said, not especially popping for me, but I mean, I can see why. I mean, it was full of action. It kept me entertained the entire way through. I definitely wanted more at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for chapter 1021.
Word.
Yeah, August 9th. Get here quick.
Yeah,
All right.
man. All right, guys. So on that note, we had a lot of fun going through this chapter. Super interesting. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And yeah, hit that like and subscribe, por favor, and help us out. Show us a little support. Get us up there in the community. I hope we can build a presence and interact with other One Piece YouTubers and just the community at large, whatever way, shape, or form that takes. And I mean, if you guys even want to have a conversation with us, just drop a comment in there, and we'll talk about whatever it is you want to talk about.
Absolutely. We any feedback you guys may have, any contradictory things we have said during the video or anything like that, or anything you think that you might agree with, let us know. We always appreciate it. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And I think that's it for us.
All right, guys. I've been Lock Zero.
Yeah, I've been Rev.
And we will see you next time. Peace.